Hey guys, and welcome back to another day with the one and only Billy J.
If God had a name, what would it be, and would you call it to his face? If you were faced with him in all his glory, what would you ask if you had just one question?
So after the Tower of Babel debacle, the Bible goes on and talks about the descendants of Shem. Remember Shem? He was one of Noah's 3 sons. So the Bible lists all the descendants all the way down to a guy named Abram. So one day, Abram is sleeping at home with his family, and God comes down to Abram and promises him a great blessed nation. And all Abram has to do is just leave. Leave his family, his friends, and leave the land of Canaan. So Abram is like, hell, why not? I get my own country if I just leave this place. So Abram packs up and he leaves with his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot. So the 3 of them wander around the desert until God appears before Abram. And when God appears before Abram, they decide to build an altar there, marking the spot where they talk to God. Then they continue their journey into Egypt. As they journey through Egypt, they could see that there's a famine going on, and there's a lot of poor people. So as they approach Cairo, Abram turns to his wife Sarai and says, "Hey Sarai, you're a very beautiful woman. If these guys find out that we're married, they're going to kill me. So we're just going to say that we're brother and sister, and maybe they'll spare me." So Sarai says, "Sure, that sounds good to me." So because of Sarai's exotic beauty, she was taken to the Pharaoh of Egypt. And the Pharaoh and Sarai, they got it on. And Abram was compensated for his sister. He was given livestock and slaves and service people. So after a little bit, some plagues came down onto the house of the pharaohs. It didn't specify what plague, so it could have been falling frogs from the sky, or locusts, or blood in the water. Who knows? But some plagues came upon the house of the Pharaoh. But all of this was because God was upset. And the Pharaoh has no idea what's going on, and is very upset. And he asks Abram, "Why did you lie to me? Why did you tell me Sarai was your sister and not your wife?" So the Pharaoh is so upset that he sends them away. He didn't have them killed because he is afraid God would destroy his kingdom or something. So the Pharaoh sends them away out of Egypt. And I question, why is God punishing this Pharaoh when the Pharaoh did not even know the truth? He thought Sarai was Abram's sister and not his wife. I could understand if the Pharaoh knew that Sarai was Abram's wife, that he took her anyway, but he didn't know. He was just told that Sarai was his sister. So in his eyes, the Pharaoh did nothing wrong, and yet he is being punished by God, which God should have known what the Pharaoh had known, and maybe had cursed Abram for lying. But Abram is the golden child in God's eyes. So after being exiled from Egypt, Abram, Sarai, and Lot take all their worldly belongings with all the gold and silver, all the livestock, and all the servants that they were given as gifts by the Pharaoh. They took it along and journeyed out to the desert. So they wander around and they make it back to the altar that they had built before they came into Egypt. And Abram once again prays to God. So while Abram and Lot and Sarai are there chilling out, waiting for an answer from God, there becomes some squabble because the area that they're at is not very fertile and they have all these livestock and servants. So of course livestock need grass and water, everything. The resources in this area are very little. And there becomes some squabblings between the 2 camps. So Abram is a smart guy. So he tells Lot, he sits Lot down and says, "Listen, in this area there's very little resources, as you can see. There's a patch of grass and a small lake, and then that's it. So there's all this land all around, so why are we just fighting over this little area? So he tells Lot, you can go over there, and I will go the opposite direction. You choose where you want to go, to the left or to the right. So Lot looks around in both directions and sees that the area towards Jordan is very lush. So he takes his crowd and says, see ya, Abram, I'm going towards Jordan, more specifically toward the city of Sodom. So after Lot leaves, God comes down and speaks to Abram once again. Now God tells Abram, look all around you, Abram. As far as you could see, the land is yours, or will be yours. He says the land will be yours and your families forever. And God promises him a huge family. So Abram packs up and takes his belongings and goes to the plain of Mamre, where he builds another altar for God. This scene reminds me of The Lion King. You know the scene where Simba and his dad are up on the mountaintop and looking all around, and his dad tells him, look, Simba, as far as your eyes can see, this is your kingdom. Now obviously the Bible is just a tad bit older than The Lion King, but much the same. Maybe Disney is trying to indoctrinate children into the Bible. Man, I want God to come down and talk to me and give me land. I have to check Ancestry.com to see if I'm a descendant of Abram. Well, that does it for today. We'll pick up the story next time with the story of Lot. And some things happen there with Lot and Sodom and brings Abram back into the story. So they have a little family reunion. But that's next time. So don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. So remember, peace, love, unity, respect. Peace out, guys.
What if God was one of us? Just